Hi everyone, welcome back. Today, I want to tell you a very special story about a young girl named Lily and an old, mysterious map. This is a story about discovering the biggest secret of all, the power of persistence and finding the true treasure, the strength that lives inside you. Lily was a thoughtful and imaginative girl who lived in a small, traditional town called Port Haven, right by the great, wide, blue sea. Her life was calm and predictable, but Lily was not. She was hungry for adventure, constantly reading books about explorers and distant lands. She often felt a gap between the quiet world around her and the wild dreams she kept in her heart. One particularly cold and rainy Saturday afternoon, her grandfather asked her to help clean his dusty attic. The attic was a maze, a treasure chest of the past, full of forgotten furniture, stacks of old newspapers, and boxes of memories that nobody looked at anymore. While moving a heavy, moth-eaten rug, Lily noticed something unusual. It was a small, iron-bound wooden chest, almost hidden beneath a pile of old ropes. It was small, heavy, and smelled strongly of salt and centuries-old wood. Grandfather looked at it with surprise. "Ah, I truly forgot about this piece. It belonged to my grandfather, your brave great-grandfather, Captain Elias. He was a fisherman, but people said he was more of a poet and a dreamer." Lily used a small, tarnished key that hung on the chest's handle and opened it. Inside, there was no gold or silver, but a single, rolled-up map, tied with faded blue ribbon. The paper was delicate, thin, and yellowed by time, feeling like soft, worn silk. The map was unlike any other Lily had seen. It didn't show Port Haven or the local fishing grounds. Instead, it showed a remote, small, and jagged island known only as the Isle of Storms. A big, clear, red X marked a precise location on the highest peak. Next to the X was a beautiful, detailed drawing of a magnificent, intensely shining star. At the very bottom of the ancient parchment, written in elegant, antique handwriting, there were only 3 words: "Find the light." These words felt like a promise and a challenge at the same time. Lily knew instantly. This was her moment. She would be the first person to find the hidden treasure of the Isle of Storms. This quest immediately became the most important goal of her young life. The next morning, before the sun had fully risen, Lily prepared her small but sturdy fishing boat, which she named the Dreamer. She packed essential supplies: a waterproof bag with hard biscuits, several bottles of fresh water, a good compass, and the precious, folded map. The sea journey started pleasantly, with soft waves and gentle sun. Lily felt confident, but the Isle of Storms earned its name quickly. As she moved further from the safety of the coast, strong, cold winds suddenly started to blow from the north. The water turned dark green, and huge, powerful waves began to crash against the sides of the Dreamer. The boat felt like a toy, rocking violently from side to side. Lily was small, and the steering wheel felt too heavy for her tired arms. She felt a powerful wave of panic and fear. A voice in her mind screamed, "Go back. This is madness. You are not a sea captain. You are just a girl. You are not strong enough." She was terribly seasick and wanted to cry. But then, she thought about all the hours she spent dreaming in the attic. She thought about her great-grandfather and his dream. She looked at the map, focusing on the drawing of the shining star. She gripped the wheel so hard her knuckles turned white and repeated, "Never give up. Never turn back." She fixed her eyes only on the dark, rugged shape of the island on the distant horizon, pushing forward with pure determination. After what felt like an eternity, she finally reached the island's difficult shore. The island was truly wild, covered in a dense, silent, dark green jungle that seemed to swallow the sunlight. The air was heavy and thick with moisture. Lily checked the map one last time. The X was still marked clearly on the top of the highest, sharpest hill. The walk through the jungle was exhausting. It was a brutal test of endurance. Every single step was a battle. There were huge, slippery rocks hidden by wet moss, thick, thorny vines that scratched her arms and legs, and tangled roots that tripped her again and again. She fell hard at least 5 times, and her legs and arms were stinging and aching. She was terribly tired, and her bottles of water were almost empty. She felt a deep sense of disappointment and frustration. This treasure simply does not exist, she thought, leaning heavily against a massive, smooth tree trunk. I have failed. My great-grandfather's map was just a fantasy. I should stop now and save my energy for the trip home. She sat down to rest, feeling defeated. She unfolded the map, tears almost blurring the old paper. She looked at the 3 words again, find the light. Taking a slow, deep breath, Lily decided to give herself a final, small chance. 10 minutes more, she promised herself. I will try for 10 minutes more. She stood up, ignoring the pain in her legs. She pushed past a huge, thick wall of tall ferns and tangled bushes. And then she saw it. A tiny, almost invisible, stone-lined path that was not marked on the map, leading straight and steeply up the hill. She followed the narrow path with renewed, cautious hope. She was running on pure willpower, fueled by those 3 words on the map. The path soon ended abruptly. It did not end at a grand cave or a pile of gold. It ended at a huge, silent, and completely blank wall of old, gray, carefully stacked stones. There was no X, no treasure chest, and no sign of a jewel. Lily felt all her remaining hope collapse. She had endured the sea and the jungle, only to find nothing. This was the true moment of failure. She looked at the map again, then back at the solid stone wall. The sun, her friend and enemy, was now almost touching the horizon, casting long, dark shadows. The last, bright, golden light of the day stretched across the island and hit the stone wall. As the light passed over the surface, a small, perfectly round, polished stone on the wall began to shine brightly, reflecting the sun's fading glory. It was not a star, but a stone that precisely matched the shape and intense light of the star drawn next to the X on the map. Lily rushed forward and gently pressed the shining stone with her injured finger. With a low, deep, grinding sound of moving stone, a small, narrow door, just wide enough for a small person, opened slowly into the ancient wall. She stepped inside the small, cool, round room. The room was not full of piles of gold, ancient coins, or precious jewels. It was an empty, quiet chamber. In the absolute center of the floor, on a simple, rough wooden pedestal, sat one single, beautiful, and very old book. The pages inside were entirely blank, waiting to be written. However, on the smooth, dark leather cover, a small, round, highly polished silver mirror was carefully set into the surface. Lily finally, fully understood the great-grandfather's secret. The real treasure was not external wealth. When she looked into the mirror, she saw her own image, a girl with scratched hands, tired eyes, but an expression of profound victory. The treasure was herself, The person who had faced the terrifying storm, walked the endless jungle, and had the deep belief to push forward when everyone else would have quit. The light was the sun's ray that revealed the hidden path. The greatest treasure of all was the unshakable knowledge that she had the willpower and endurance to finish what she started. She took a long, final look, closed the door, and went back to her boat, sailing home in the moonlight. She was filled with a joy much deeper than any gold could offer. She hadn't found a fortune, but she had found something infinitely more powerful, the enduring strength to keep trying, no matter the obstacle. So, whatever challenge you face, mastering a new verb tense, giving a presentation, or starting a new career, remember Lily. The journey will be difficult. You will face fear, self-doubt, and many moments of failure. But if you hold on to your goal and never give up, you will undoubtedly find your own light and achieve your own extraordinary success. You can do it. Final call to action. Thank you for listening to this story here on the English Listening Lab channel. We hope Lily's extraordinary adventure to find the true treasure has deeply inspired you. Remember that great achievements, like mastering the English language, come not from sudden luck, but from consistent effort, unyielding patience, and refusing to quit. Do not stop watering your dreams. If you keep trying, just like Lily, you will eventually find your own success. Remember, the real treasure is the strength and resilience you build along the entire journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the English Listening Lab and give this video a like so you won't miss our next stories and lessons designed to help powerfully boost your English skills. Keep listening, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next video.